What up, niggas? It's the Real Nigga Podcast with your boy 90%. You know Justin, he doing his thing. Oh shit, I got a creep. Justin doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? Great podcast, great week, you know? And then you got, of course, Jazz Ma. You know what I'm saying? He the young dude, you know what I mean? And then you got Grandpa Joe, you know what I'm saying? The older kind of, you know what I'm saying? You know, for old people. Now you got the Real Nigga Podcast, Dad. You got the podcast where I'm finna get the truth out of you, even if I gotta kill you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I don't kill nobody on my show, though, Dad. Now, tonight's guest is a very, very special guest. Mentally as well. You know what I'm saying? But this my nigga, you know what I'm saying? That's why I can say he retired. He done had show after show, you know what I mean? He had the Donkey Kong show, you know, FNK, hell yeah. He been all over XTV. He's a legend, and it's a pleasure to have him as the first special guest on the Real Nigga Podcast, Big Trunks D-Mac. Yeah. Fuck you too, 90. You sound retarded, nigga. You can't even say work. You weak. Real Nigga Podcast. Fuck you. Yeah, fuck you too, Dad. You know what I mean? But it's a pleasure, man. Yeah, it's a pleasure. You said that, nigga. So, D-Matic, I mean, you have like a whole lot of history. You know what I'm saying? The Big Trunks D-Matic story is uploaded on XTV West Coast to widespread acclaim on the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? That we already had it over here on the West Coast. How do you feel about that success, man? Well, I feel great about it. You know, it's just one of those things. People like we've always tried to tell my story. Back in 2012, 90% you did your Inside the Actor Studio. I don't think the East Coast know that, but 90% had an Inside the Actor Studio before Killer. And his shit was really good. His shit was very entertaining. It was funny as hell, you know what I mean? And you really went there, you know, like when you was talking about SIDE, you was really there, you know what I'm saying? And then they tried to immediately do one with me, and it didn't work, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't until 2013, I think that's when I did that, where it just made sense to do. And I think that's just something we just did. Like, it wasn't something like we sat there and thought, man, we should do the Big Trunks D-Matic story now. We just went in the back, you know, excuse me, in that old little closet on Floral Street and recorded it. And, you know, that's one of them things, as we was recording, and I got this feeling in my chest. I'm like, man, you know, I'm really letting these thoughts out. I'm really telling this story, and it just felt so natural and so good. And, you know, like, it's just one of them things. I feel it, but is XTV West gonna feel it? And XTV West feel it? We gave it to the East, and now they feel it. So, you know, it feel real good that I was able to tell my story and, you know, like, get other people to feel me. And who knows what else that would inspire. Now, D-Matic, you had a long career, man. You know, I don't even know where to start, dog, you know. I mean, where would you start, man? You know, because on some real nigga shit, this your story, nigga. I don't know where you want to start. What? I want to start, you know, at the very beginning. I was listening to Grandpa Joe's shoot on Justin's podcast. And, you know, he had some things he said, and, you know, I'm not going to bash him. You know, I got a lot of respect for him. That's my grandfather, and, you know, he's still around. But it's just certain things, you know, I just felt like he could have went more in depth in, you know. Certain things he was just kind of going in circles. But, you know, like about what, Dad? You know, Justin asked him on that podcast. He said, because he said, you know, I done some things, you know, when I was getting paid the money, you know, that I shouldn't have did. And then Justin asked him, he was like, well, what you mean you got into, like, you know, gambling or something like that? And he was like, oh, no, that's a damn lie, you know. It's a damn lie. You know it's a lie if it's damn in it. But it's just, I remember seeing a lot of faces that I just knew was bad. Like I remember one time, Grandpa Joe took me to this pool hall, and I knew it was some shit because it was the 90s and it was late night. And what the fuck are we doing at a pool hall? You know what I'm saying? This late at night. And I just remember him. I remember this dude. He had like this top hat, and he had a trench coat on and, some baggy ass pants. And he looked very 70s in the 90s at an old ass pool hall. And, he, he had this look on his face, you know what I'm saying? I was just that happy kid that's like ready to say hello to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I got all this energy. I'm like a kid. And so, I'm like, hey, mister, or whatever the fuck I said. And he got this scar on his face and he made this face at me like, nigga, don't ever call me mister no more. You know what I'm saying? I will fuck you up. He just made this look at me. And, so finally, Grandpa Joe's shooting pool. I don't know why the fuck we at this pool hall, but, mind you, I don't know why. It's late as hell at night. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why we there. And he get into this shouting match with the same dude I'm telling you about, and I don't know what they arguing about. He's like, I keep telling you, Joe. I keep telling you don't play with my fucking money, huh? I'll never forget that, huh? Like, it wasn't a full, huh? It was a, huh? You know what I'm saying? But that hunt had retardation in it. So I'm looking away because I'm scared at this point. Payne definitely scared. I'm trying to, protect my little brother. I just see Grandpa Joe get his ass stoned, across the pool hall. You know what I'm saying? And then, long story short, we like, Grandpa Joe, you all right? I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right. And then he pick up this suitcase and he haul ass. He put us in the car and driving fast as a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying, I'm just saying little stuff like that made me say, Grandpa Joe, you on some bullshit, all right? Now, because that's not the only type of incidents. Damn, how many times did this type of shit occur, dog? Real nigga shit. I'd say about 6, 7, like probably not even 6, 7. I mean, because this happened when we was getting big, doing a little gigs and shit at the open mics and stuff like that. That happened back then. You know what I'm saying? Just going to late night pool halls. You know what I'm saying? When pool halls was not even popular. And just incidents. You know what I'm saying? And I remember, as I'm getting older, this during the Donkey Kong show, and this one lady, she was like, you ever got your dick sucked? You ever got your dick sucked good? Oh, he's scared. He don't want his dick sucked. He don't want his dick sucked good by me. And it actually was a man, obviously, because, you know what I'm saying, girls at least finish sucked when they say dick sucked. He talking about some damn dick suck good. I mean, get your manly ass out of here before I punch you in your Adam's apple. I'm sorry now. It's a badass memory. You want to whip that nigga ass for trying to fuck you at 5. But yeah, little shit like that. So that's just how I feel about that, man. So, you say you want to go where the hell you want to go. You already went somewhere. I'm surprised, you know what I'm saying? Did you ever tell anybody else about these experiences? It's something we just kept to ourselves. You got to understand, back then, we was little kids. You know what I'm saying? And we just wanted to just be good and shit, or we'll get our ass whooped. That was the kind of rules Grandpa Joe put us under. That's just, if you bad, I'm gonna tear your ass up. You know what I'm saying? And so it was just like, if I be good, if I don't say shit about this incident, maybe he'll buy me a toy, But he ain't buy me a toy. I should have told. So, I mean, how was those shows though? You and Payne, you know what I'm saying, doing those gigs. Like what did you do? Like, what was the act? What was y'all act? Well, the acting, was me being a big ass mouse. I was bigger than my brother, of course. I'm fat as hell, and I was being a mouse. And Payne, he's smaller than me. He was being a cat, and so it was just that, us chasing each other around. We just little kids, you know what I'm saying? So it's but the first shows was just strange because, again, we was doing these shits in underground clubs, You know what I mean? I mean, just real low budget type shit. I'm just thinking of all these incidents 90% now that you kind of, hold on. I don't know how to fit all these fans get in here. But I just remember, like going back to Grandpa Joe and the shady business that I think he was involved in. I remember one time we was performing, you know what I mean, and Grandpa Joe just had this look on his face like y'all doing good tonight. And then I ain't seen him for a long time, and we in like the middle to end of our act, and I see him again, and he got a black eye. You know what I'm saying? And I asked him the whole night, like, Grandpa Joe, what happened to your eye? And about maybe the fifth time I asked him, he said, shut the fuck up before I do the same thing to your eye, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like 5, and I'm like, but Grandpa, I love you. You said, yeah, I love you too. But I hate to fuck you up right now. So stop asking that shit. So those little things like that. I mean, D-Matic Dagger, when you say things like that, because I think even Payne touched on that a few times, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of just Grandpa Joe being this kind of, you know what I'm saying, Dick. Shut up, Dick. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of being this asshole. Would you say he was abused? You know what I mean? That's always hard to say, if I was abused. And, I know one of them motherfuckers, when I die, they gonna do this documentary on me. D-Mac really was abused, but abused people are afraid to say that they were abused. No, motherfucker. It's just that I don't know how to put it, you know what I'm saying? I feel like abuse is, you know what I'm saying, all the time. Like, just berating you. I think Grandpa Joe just really had extremely tough love. You know what I mean? I know I hear you. Some motherfuckers out there saying, oh, D-Matic, that's just a nice way of saying he beat your ass for no reason. No, it really was, he just really wanted us to be something. I think that when you had a background Grandpa Joe had, he had nothing. You know what I'm saying? And then he had to work hard to get whatever he wanted to get. And finally, he got what he wanted to get. He had a steel mill company. He had a lot of money coming in. And then that crashed, you know what I mean? And just that whole struggling to get to the top, you know what I'm saying? And then he finally has something in his hands, that's making a lot of money. He don't know what to do with himself. Hold on. He don't know what to do with himself, you know what I mean? I think it was a lot of excitement. You know what I'm saying? And that excitement turned to ass whoopings. I think your ass was abused, Dad. You know what I'm saying? You just afraid to say it. I mean, you say he cursed your ass out. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's hard to tell these stories, because of course people gonna say abusive. Well, of course people gonna say that, but that's not what it was. Like I said, he been through a lot, you know what I mean? And his upbringing was just that, you know what I'm saying? Be tough, you know what I mean? Like be real tough. And I know I'm a kid and stuff, but at the end of the day, that's just how he was brought up. Like I feel like a abusive person would beat us every day. You know what I mean? And sometimes he was just cool. Sometimes. Well, so how was your reaction once y'all finally got picked up for a show? I mean, how long did y'all do these little one mic shows and shit? I mean, open mic shows, I mean, how long did y'all do that before finally Billy Rojo noticed you and your brother and said, man, I give a liking to y'all? Man, that was a good 3-4 years maybe, before we finally got noticed. And it was like I can't describe the feeling, you know what I'm saying? I was just already a happy kid, but I'm a child, a real young child, and so to hear that you're gonna be on this same TV as all these cartoon characters you inspired by, that inspired us to do these little, the little play. You know what I'm saying? We used to just do this shit on our porch and in our living room. We just used to do it out of nowhere, and that's just how we did our thing. But we never knew that we was gonna be on the stage And now with TV, you know, we didn't believe it until it happened. And once it happened, man, you know, we couldn't help but be just super excited and super happy. And I lost my shit, you know what I'm saying? I remember us jumping in the cab and just being real excited. And Grandpa Joe didn't whoop our ass that day. I remember that too, you know what I'm saying? You know, that day he was just happy, you know what I'm saying? And then he kept on, I'm happy that you happy. And then he mumbled some shit, and I'm happy I got this money too. Shit, I can pay this nigga with that scar on his face back. But anyway, yeah, that's how I feel. So the show's going on, you know what I'm saying? You got this and got that going on and shit like that. I guess you know, as far as your personal life, Candy Cone comes in the mix, you know what I'm saying? How did y'all get to know each other? Well, at this point, I'm probably 10 years old, you know, or probably even 13, I can't remember. You know, she just came into the picture, man. You know, like I got blinded with love when I first seen her, you know what I'm saying? Cause I knew I liked her, but I was afraid to approach her. I was afraid to say, you know, how are you? I was afraid to do the small talk into big talk, into finally, you know what I'm saying, we talking about something worth talking about. You know, we meet each other where we at. And so, you know, I just used to always be afraid. I used to write in my journal, you know what I'm saying, about her, you know, and it got to a point where I started writing just like really detailed. You know, I still got the damn novel, you know what I'm saying? To start off, it's just some innocent love, like, you know, some old bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Just romantic and stuff, you know? And then, you know, as I'm getting older, it's starting to get into sex. And it's starting to get into a lot of sex. Then it's starting to get into every single sexual position, sex, everything, BDSM, everything. I'm just like, bitch, and then get shit on my face. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and eventually it moved to us getting married. And, you know, these was just thoughts. These was just fantasies I'm having as a kid. You know, and finally, she just came up to me. She said, D-Matic, no homo by the way, I know you like me. You know what I mean? I know you do. I can tell by the way you looking down. You really want to look at me, don't you? You want to look at me dead in my eyes, and you want to say I like you. You want to hunch me. And then she used the word hunch. It was still the 90s, so she was like, you want to hunch me, huh? I see you. You got your look. Yeah, you G'd up. G'd up was popular. It was the 90s. You know what I'm saying? You got it, boo. You got it. And so finally, you know, she just gave me her number. And it took me days to call her. Like, it took me probably 10 weeks to call that damn number. I was so afraid. You know what I'm saying? I was just super shy. I felt very negative about myself. I don't know which podcast it is. I think it was Justin, though. You know, he had talked about it, about his life, you know, when he was just this big, shy type of person. And, you know, and that's one thing me and him can relate on, because I was the same way coming in. I didn't know, you know, half of the people I was working with, except my brother and my grandpa, who was, you know, seldom seen on set unless it was his part. That part. But anyway, so I just 10 weeks passed by, you know, before I finally just slowly dialed her number. You know what I mean? It was like, dog. It took a long time to dial it, you know what I'm saying? And I finally said, hello, you know, and it was ringing. And I'm like, oh, ring back to your ass too. And Gambling Cone picks up, you know what I'm saying? And he like, yeah, man, who is this? I say, can I talk to Candy Cone? He's like, who? I say, I'm D-Matic and my nigga with nothing to lose. Can I talk to Candy Cone? He say, okay, she in the back. You know, he finally give her the phone. Yeah, got her. Yeah, had the phone. She finally answered the phone, you know, and she like, who is this? I say, it's D-Matic. She say, who? D-Matic, bitch, and I'm a nigga with nothing to lose. I'm a nigga with nothing to lose. I'm a nigga with nothing to lose. I ain't got it. And she was like, oh, you shy boy. How you doing? And, you know, we start talking to small to biggest, and you know what I'm saying. Everything I was just saying, she just had this after everything I was saying, and like I said, as a teenager, hearing that that shit is like, oh my god, stop. You know, my grandma in the room too. You know what I'm saying? D-Matic, who you talking to? And I'm like a friend, and my dick just getting harder and harder. And I'm surprised she didn't see how hard my dick was getting. You know what I'm saying? As I'm sitting here talking to her on the phone, you know, and I had to even tell her over the phone, will you stop saying like that? So finally, after a while, you know, shit, she called me over. She said, yeah, I live at such and such and such. She gave me her address. And then one of my off days, shit, I just went over there. You know what I'm saying? And what a lot of people don't know, you know what I'm saying, which is very dark, you know what I'm saying, and quite weird is you going with Candy Kong and all this stuff, you know what I'm saying, and you know, you enjoying it, she cute, you know what I'm saying, and shit. Later on, you find that she your sister. Yeah, it was incest by accident. You know what I'm saying? None of us knew. You know, I think that my grandpa, my dad, fucked a lot of women. You know what I'm saying? And like we just went with each other for a long time. Nobody knew. We didn't know we was related. You know what I'm saying? But surprisingly, you know what I'm saying? It was crazy how we found out. You know, I think we had one of them family get-togethers. You know what I'm saying? It was like a Thanksgiving. I think Thanksgiving maybe 96 probably. Soul Food was out. And we love that damn movie. And you know, we watching that and we looking through the family book. You know what I mean? And then Grandpa Joe just said, that look like you, Candy. You know what I'm saying? That look like you. Because Gambling Kong finally come in the picture. He said, damn, man, that look just like you now. I'm like, shit. And after a while, you know, you talk to this relative, talk to that relative, you like, wait a minute. Nah, no. Yep. But we was still fucking. Give me a minute. Anyway, yeah. Crazy, Dad. Crazy. I mean, how did your family react to that shit, you know? They didn't really know. Like they didn't pay much attention to it. You know what I mean? We were very successful. And we were just like as far as the Donkey Kong show, like the shit was really successful where, you know, the money was more so something that they was paying attention to. Especially Grandpa Joe doing whatever he was doing. And then Payne eventually, you know, he getting on what he getting on and all these other different things happened. And it was too much going on for them to even notice that we had a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And it's a very weird thing and it's very taboo, but that's what went on, you know what I'm saying, until I finally grew up and realized shit, she was using me. And you know, it took Dixie to, you know, do a lot of convincing me, and she didn't wanna hurt me, you know what I mean? She used to talk to me like, you know, that bitch using you, man, wake your ass up. You know, and that was my baby sister telling me this. And I'm like, look, you a little girl, you don't know shit. I'm finna go fuck her now. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's just how it went. Well, I don't know what the fuck you just said now, Dag. I mean, I meant, you know what I'm saying, that the shit thought of that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The thing, we got all these other different websites where you can find, you know what I'm saying, your family and all that stuff. Cause back then, y'all didn't have that. It was the 90s. Yeah. So, you know, going into the show, you dealt with a lot of people, a lot of cast. I mean, any of those people you still fuck with, you still talk to and stuff? It used to be, you know, but some of us either grew apart or I just realized, you know, they was just there because I was making the most money. Me and Ronald, you know, we was pretty good friends. You know what I'm saying? But he said I broke his back after years of, you know, being on his back. Because on the show, we used to unlock him and, you know, he used to hop around. I used to be on his back, pause, you know. And I guess all the years of doing that, he got back problems now. So now he don't even answer my calls. He don't even look at me if we in the same room. You know what I'm saying? Because I fucked his back up for life. And, you know, Smorty Orty and me, we was cool. But he along with Flamingo Frog, who's saying I'm a part of some Illuminati cult type shit, whatever, but it ain't really nobody I really still kick it with, like that. It's just me, and me and Pain sometimes talk, believe it or not, we have our issues, we argue, but we still talk, you know what I'm saying? Just to see how each other doing. I mean, you've done a whole lot through your illustrious career, Dag. It's kind of hard to talk about your life. I mean, because we got the majority of it covered already on these other different shows. That's why I said, where you want to start. You know what I'm saying? And surprised where it took you. I mean, shit, it's 25 minutes in, and you done talked about fucking your sister by accident and all this other different shit. You know what I'm saying? Anything else, my nigga? Like, are we missing anything? Well, from that period, it's kind of dark. You know what I'm saying? Because we rarely remember that. We didn't record none of those different things, but I just think that what I was gonna say. What the fuck was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? A lot has happened. Like, I'll just say this: a lot has happened. And when a lot happens, certain moments and things and images they get dimmer. You know what I mean? For these new images to appear. And so certain things from that period in the 90s, they get darker and they get lost. You know what I'm saying? Because they gone now. It already happened. I can still remember the little pool hall shit. You know what I mean? Grandpa Joe getting his ass tossed around and all these other different things. Well, if you had to guess, I mean, what did you think he was involved in? I think it just was that, some gambling shit. We had a pool hall late at night. You know what I'm saying? You got this old drunk motherfucker on karaoke talking about some damn there she is and all this other different shit. Why are we here? But I feel like Grandpa Joe knows some things, and he probably got some ties to a certain mob or some shit. And if he say anything, they cut his tongue off and they'll find him in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really know. Your own cousin, man. So how was your reaction in the year 2000? You know what I'm saying? When the Donkey Kong 2 show came out and it did really big numbers. You know what I'm saying? And I think you was kind of not putting a back burner with the Pain, but y'all just did the radio show and they did the Donkey Kong show. How did that make you feel? I mean, them being that successful. Like shit. That's the best way to describe it. And the reason I say that is because I feel like me and Pain came onto the scene together. Grandpa Joe seen that we had talent and, believed in us and beat our ass enough to put us on stage, and you know what I'm saying? And, we did our thing. Both of us together, we worked off each other and we both were successful. But, as drugs started getting involved as far as for Pain, that created a division between us. You know what I mean? And once that started, it was like I got lost with what my character was. Some people say, oh, D-Matic lost his Kong character in like '03. But for me, I feel like I even lost my understanding of the character I was portraying. Like, I was always supposed to be the stupid kind of dim-witted character. You know what I mean? And so it just got to a point where I didn't know what to do with that. I didn't know how to make it unique. I didn't know how to make it stand out. I didn't know how to make people talk about it or give a fuck. And I remember that little kid, I think I talked about this. He came up to me, he like, oh, you Kong, you stupid as fuck, or something he said. And that should really mess me up because I just always wanted to entertain people, you know what I mean? And I just wanted to be a character that people could laugh at, you know what I'm saying? And that's just what I was. I was laughed at, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't laughed at as in like, man, you a funny guy, I look up to you, You wanted to be laughed with, not at. Yeah, shut up, don't cut me off. But that's just how I feel. I just wish that, Yeah, yeah, it hurt it. So, 2000 was also the year you and Candy Kong, you know what I'm saying? I guess y'all broke off, you know? Yeah, I started getting into it with gambling Kong because I think I started to, grow some understanding. Grandpa Joe talked about this, like they really was just there for the money, you know, like they was family members coming in for money, and I started to see that because like that's the only they didn't have no type of store that they I remember them complaining that they wasn't getting enough money because of all the stuff that they doing and like they wasn't really doing nothing. We made the show together and I feel like family business just need to stay at a mom and pop shop. Like that's just how I feel. Like family business should never exist in the entertainment industry because the entertainment industry. Think of all the families that have like just never that's just come apart because of the fame and money. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's so much going on. And the young kids get affected. The older people they go through all this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a shame what's happening to Michael Jackson's mom at this point with all the bullshit going on with the money. You know what I'm saying? And I just wish that we would have never got famous. You know what I mean? In XTV sometimes. Like I wish that we would have individually got famous on our own, but not all together, because together, one person think he making this what it is and then another person think he making this what it is. Like nah, we all talented, we all deserve what we deserve. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I felt about the whole thing. And of course the family just the shit just it got worse and worse. uh on TV y'all would laugh and enjoy what y'all was seeing, but in all reality I hated that nigga I was working with. Insane, Dag. Insane. So, I guess we move over to the FUK years, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Dematic, I gotta say, man, but before I came in here doing my 90% shit, you know what I'm saying? You had a voice, dog. And that voice has so much power in it, man. Where do you think that come from? Years of just being frustrated, 90. Like, years of just being pissed off, because I couldn't make my opinion without somebody saying, oh, that's too dark or that's too this. I was always censored by something and somebody. You know what I mean? Whether it was my grandpa that was going to beat my ass if I say this, or whether it was this person. Everybody was a soccer mom for some reason for a long ass time. And I felt like, oh, this is my radio show. I get to say what I want to say. I'm finna say a whole bunch of shit. And so having that medium, a radio show, where I can say what I want and not be censored, I went in and I said what I wanted to say. You know what I mean? And it offended the right people and influenced the better people. And that's how I feel about that. Because after that show, you came, yeah, and other different people have come and gone because of that. Because my voice was that voice that needed to be heard. You know what I'm saying? And needed to be felt. I feel like when you offend certain people, like I'm not saying go out there to just offend people, but if you telling the truth and it offends people, I feel like those people deserve to be offended a lot of times because it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? And you deserve every single hurt because you sitting here living this fake ass lie, this fake ass lifestyle and stuff. And now somebody told you the truth of who you really are and exposed you for what you are. You don't want to be yourself. You don't want to exist. And you shouldn't exist if you're going to be fake. You know what I'm saying? You should reconsider. And with that, when I said certain things I said, when I offended those people, I also influenced them to be a better person. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just I'm offending just to offend. I'm saying what's on my mind. And what are some of those things that you feel like you said that was on your mind that offended the soccer mom niggas? Just taking things to the extreme. You know what I mean? Just as far as news stories, I remember the earliest F and K days in '05, even though they suck ass now. But you know, compared to what we do now. But I remember I talked about this one story, you know, that was in the news, ABC Action News. It was this 5-year old black girl, you know what I mean, that they had tried to arrest because she was misbehaving in timeout. This was like '05, you know, it's before all this other bullshit going on, you know. And I remember they took a poll, you know, and like they said, like we asked all these people if this was right. You know what I'm saying? And I think like a whole bunch of people said it was okay to arrest her, and like a little bit of people said no, it wasn't the right to arrest her. And I was looking at that shit like, no, you know what I'm saying? That shit is not right. Like that's a little girl. You know what I mean? You took her to jail at 5. You know what I'm saying? Because she was misbehaving in timeout. Like that shit was stupid. You know, and so I just used to talk on things like that and give my opinion and say things that I said, you know, and some people didn't agree with me, but some people understood where I was coming from. And you know, that's just all it's about. Just really coming, just you gotta get it out. You gotta tell it like it is. Hold on. Real shit, Dad. Real shit. Let me light up this spleef. Alright. Wanna take a hit? Got a drug test tomorrow. That shit. Fuck the POs. Fuck the system. Fuck the government. So you wanna hit this? I just told your ass I got a drug test tomorrow. You know you smell that shit though, don't you? You smell that shit, don't you? I got a drug test. You know you want, man, give me that shit. Fuck POs. Fuck the government. D-Matty gonna go to jail tomorrow. It's all good though. So you know, FNK is doing big numbers. You exposing Pain, you know, for being on drugs and all this shit. D-Matty, at this point, you know, in 2016, some people say you fell off. You know what I mean? Some people say you ain't that it guy no more. You know what I'm saying? How do you react to that? You know. If I was really not relevant and I was really washed up, I wouldn't be talking. Exactly. Like I wouldn't be the voice that's out here. I wouldn't be the person that people, you know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't be here. Like falling off to me is what Pain was in 2011, is what Pain was in 2010, '09, you know what I mean? Not even mentioned, you know what I'm saying? I'm mentioned now, you know what I'm one of those voices. Like I might not be of popular opinion, but that's who I've always been. I've never went for being a popular opinion, you know, going along with the show. You know, we live in a world where everybody thinks being a follower is normal. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let me follow this trend. You know what I'm saying? Let me follow. Do you know where the fuck you going when you following? No. But do you know where you're going when you leading? You're damn right, because you got a clear path and you know what you finna do. So that's just what I really aspire to do and try to inspire through others, is that y'all need to lead. You know what I mean? Y'all need to live your own life, and y'all need to really let information be a leader. You know what I'm saying? The information you get based off of what you believe, follow that. Don't follow another motherfucker, another person, because people are bound to let you down. You know what I'm saying? It's like the preacher, the Eddie Long dude. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was following him. Oh, he was such a good person, and then he fucked my kid. Get piercing. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? But look, you know, you followed a man. You didn't follow the stuff he was saying. You just followed him. You know, never will I declare myself a leader of others, but I will say I'm a leader of telling others to lead. You know what I mean? That's it. I will never lead nobody because I don't know where to take these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? This is their life, and you know, as soon as I go this way, another motherfucker gonna be like, that ain't the way you supposed to go, and this person gonna be like, that is the way you go. That ain't the way you go. This is the way you go. You know, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all take your own damn path. Get there how you get there. But just understand that you gotta be smart when you trying to get there, and don't fuck nothing up. And if you step to me with that bullshit, hey. Okay. That's how I feel, man. You know, And a lot of times though, like it's not that I don't understand the mentality of XTV. People that say that, it's like I've really let a lot of people down over the years. You know what I'm saying? When I did the drug I did in 2000, well, when I was caught in 2011, you know, I think that made people like look at me in a different light. Here I am bashing Pain all these years, saying he's wrong for doing drugs. And here I am, you know what I'm saying, doing the same substance he was doing, and that let people down, that let people see Trunks is stupid, you know what I mean? What the fuck? And then when I had to fight for XTV and I fought William Williams at Miami Beatdown or whatever that was, and I lost, you know what I'm saying? It's like that. And then I lost to Pain a bunch of times in 2012 in a boxing match when I was, everybody was rooting for me, you know. So I think just being a big letdown to a lot of the fans makes them say, "Oh, he ain't it," because they hold you up so high and expect you to win through all these tasks, all these matches, and you let them down time after time. They lose faith in you. They lose hope in you. So I understand why they lose hope in me and why they saying I'm washed up, even though I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm still talking shit. I'm still a nigga with nothing to lose. You know what I mean? And I'm still around. So looking back on your legacy, how you feel, man? Hold on, let me sneeze. Please you. Thank you. Stop eating. So I'm happy with it. I think I said it best at the end of my DVD. You know, if the time is over, if people do want to consider Trunks is over or whatever, I had a great legacy. I had a great time. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's like I understand if the fans don't want me no more, they don't want me. You know what I mean? But I enjoy what I influenced. And I hope and I see that I influence people going the right way, doing their own thing. XTV, I feel before we did FNK was just a bunch of following shit. And even the early FNKs to a certain degree was following, we was trying to be like Bobby, I was trying to be like Justin, but later on, when I really found my voice, that's when it made sense. It's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel. Well, that's cool, Dag, you know what I'm saying? I wish this was a little longer, you know what I'm saying? But hey, you get what you get. This is the Real Nigga Podcast, you know what I'm saying? This 90% of this bitch, the legend Big Trunks D-Matic. So we gonna see how this do. We gonna upload this hopefully tonight. Hopefully. Keep in mind I said hopefully now, nigga. Don't talk that shit.